Hello, let me talk about shear strength of concrete Mohr rupture diagram. So let me start. Now let us see behavior of concrete under shearing stress. Now practically speaking, pure shear is not encountered in concrete structures. Though we learn the cases of pure shear in subjects like strength of materials or structure analysis, but practically speaking, the pure shear case is not found in concrete structures. However, an element, that is a concrete element or a member, may be subjected to simultaneous action of compressive stress, tensile stress and shearing stress. That means a concrete member at a time may be subjected to these three kinds of stresses, and therefore the failure analysis under multi-axial stresses is carried out from a phenomenological standpoint rather than a material standpoint. Now this is uniaxial compression. Normally in the laboratory we carry out the compressive test on cube or cylinder, which falls under uniaxial compression because we apply load only in the vertical direction, that is only in one direction, and moreover the load applied is compressive in nature and therefore it falls under uniaxial compression. Now here this figure shows failure process of a concrete under compression. Figure A shows the shear bond crack when the load is less than 40% of ultimate load. Ultimate load or ultimate value is nothing but the value at which, that is the value of the load at which the specimen is going to fail. So when the load reaches 40% of ultimate value, then there is a shear bond crack, that is figure A. Figure B indicates the load initiated cracks, that is when the load reaches between 40 to 80% of ultimate value. So there is a load initiated cracks. Figure C shows crack concentration. So these cracks will be concentrated. Here these represent aggregate and this is the surrounding paste. So figure C clearly tells the crack concentration, and this happens when the load is greater than 80% of the failure load or the ultimate load. And finally D represents the failure pattern, that is failure indication, that is the major cracks are formed when the load reaches the ultimate value. That means when the cylinder or the cube has crushed. Now this is a typical failure mode of concrete in compression. This is how the concrete in compression fails. So this is a photo of a uniaxial compressive test on the cylinder after the test has been conducted. Next is biaxial stresses. So all this we have learnt in principal stresses in strength of materials. So it shows the reinforced concrete panel under biaxial stress state conducted in University of Houston. So here in x-axis also we are applying the load, and along y-axis also we are applying the load. So this is the panel which is under biaxial stress state. Next, even we can conduct triaxial stress state on concrete. So this machine is nothing but it is a triaxial testing machine at Delhi University of Technology. So we can apply the loads in all the three directions, that is x, y and z axis, and therefore it is called as triaxial stresses. Now let us see about Mohr rupture diagram. Very importantly, Coulomb-Mohr theory is not exactly applicable to the complicated material like concrete, because concrete, as we know, is non-isotropic, then it is heterogeneous and non-homogeneous material. It is a very complex material to deal with, and therefore Coulomb-Mohr theory is not exactly applicable to such a material. However, this theory offers a way of representing the failure under the combined stress states, and from this an estimate of the shear strength can be approximately made. Now this is very important. Here the vertical axis is a shear axis On right side it represents the tensile stresses, on left side it represents the compressive stresses. So let us begin one by one. Now let us first start with this small Mohr circle having diameter AC. Now it is a case of simple uniaxial tension. That means we have applied tension to the specimen or the concrete in only one direction. So it is obvious that the minor principal stress will be 0 because the tension is applied only in one direction, and the major principal stress, which is indicated by diameter CA, that will be definitely on this side because it is tensile in nature. So this is the circle, Mohr circle, corresponding to simple uniaxial tension. However, it is very difficult to conduct uniaxial tension test on concrete, but here that is not the point of my discussion, so let us skip that. Now next, the next circle, which is indicated by diameter BE, there is nothing but compression tension. That means in one direction the compressive load is applied, and in other direction, that is perpendicular direction, tensile load is applied to the concrete, and therefore it is obvious that CB represents the minor principal stress, that is tensile in nature, whereas CE represents the major principal stress, that is a compressive in nature. So this is the circle in connection with compression tension. Now third one is this circle, that is simple uniaxial compression. The looking at the circle itself tells that it is, or it must be, simple uniaxial compression, because again uniaxial compression means the compressive load is applied only along one axis, and therefore obviously the minor principal stress is 0 here at the origin, and the major principal stress is indicated by CF. So CF is the diameter, and since the compressive load is applied only along one axis, and therefore it is called as simple uniaxial compression, represented by this circle of diameter CF. And finally we can go for this, the biggest circle, which is triaxial compression. That means the compressive stresses are applied in all the three directions, that is x, y and z axis, and here CD represents the minor principal stress, which is compressive in nature, and CG, it represents the major principal stress, which is again compressive in nature, whereas DG represents the diameter of this Mohr circle in connection with triaxial compression. So when I draw a rupture envelope, which is called as Mohr rupture envelope, then here it intersects the vertical axis, that is shear stress axis, at some point, and this one is called as tau naught, that is the shear strength of concrete in pure shear. So this one, this value from C to here, it is called as tau naught. The concrete strength in pure shear, tau naught, is represented by a point at which the failure envelope intersects the vertical axis. Shear strength is found to be approximately 20% of the uniaxial compressive strength. That means if the uniaxial compressive strength of a concrete is 20 Newton per mm square, then shear strength may be approximately 20% of that. That means 4 Newton per mm square. So for this I referred the Concrete Microstructure Properties and Materials book by Mehta and Monteiro, and one more book, that is Advanced Concrete Technology by Jongjin Lee. These two books are really the best books in concrete technology, along with many other books. So thank you very much.